Honestly, I don't even know why other isekai even try. When you have something like the Dad Villainess show, man. We have people out here in reality who are unironically investing into meme coins, meme cryptocurrencies. And that alone is just questionable, but the real thing is, why are you investing in that when you could be investing in dad stonks? The dad jokes are going to be through the roof pricing-wise after this episode. When I saw what they titled the episode at the start, I thought to myself, why? Like, what could be the importance of a dad-style pun that, like, you need to name the episode after? And to be honest, why do I even try to question this show? This show has clearly proven itself to know what it's doing. And when you have a dad joke level pun off. Now granted, it ended pretty quick after he got involved, but one of the love interests in this Villainess Otome game series is just a puninator. Just like rolls down like, hey, here's this arsenal of legendary endgame weapons. Insert dad level joke pun here, and it just got worse the longer he went on, only for our boy to come in and say, actually, let me take a stab at it, wink wink, nudge nudge. And I thought to myself, there's no way I'm gonna love the show even more, but I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if for many people, whether you're a diehard Villainess anime fan or you're honestly pretty indifferent to most of them, if this becomes a lot of people's favorite. It's already probably my second favorite, but I'm pretty convinced on still what my first will be. But man, like this show, I'm sad we don't have a 2-core. Like, they better give us a season 2. I'm already wanting one. Is that just me? Of course, if you want to support my work though and see my full thoughts to these amazing episodes, we have that Patreon where we got those full live reactions if you're so interested. So they pretty much came out of the gate swinging this week. And while I will say last week I think is still a better episode, this doesn't mean like this is a weaker episode in like a big way. It's just like not every episode is always going to top the entertainment value for you, unless it's a truly exceptional show, or maybe it just clicks with you in a perfect way. For me, the show is 10 out of 10, to be honest. Like, there's things I could nitpick about it, but in terms of entertainment, no. Like, they've proven themselves since episode 1, and they've continued to do so now through 3 episodes. And anyone who follows the 3-episode rule, I mean, this probably has sold you at this point. There's a lot of, like, little elements I really enjoy, which are some of these kind of small, like, if you take it away, is it really going to change much about the show? Not really. But when you add them all together, I think that's what makes a show like this pop. The biggest thing that makes the show special is, of course, the MC. You have not like a weeaboo dad, but like a very enthusiastic, nerdy father who's aware of anime video game tropes. He's just not super familiar with Otome game stuff. Like, he knows a good amount because his daughter was heavily interested in this game. But it's like, you know, it's like the difference of like us being gamers. Like, I don't play sports video games. I could have a pal who's super into NHL, NFL, all that stuff, and like tell me about the new mechanics. And if I was thrown into a fiction, like a video game sports series, and now I'm the coach commanding, yeah, I'd have some understanding just because of my pal talking, but yeah, I'm still not going to understand. That's just foreign to me. So I love the idea that he's like, hey, you know, there's a lot of stuff that, like, I'm still unsure of, but, like, there's certain elements I know. Like, oh, this dude who's very, like, I hate you, Baka. Tsunderes are the easiest to conquer, and he's technically not wrong. But I think my favorite thing is they establish at the start of this episode his cheat sheet. Now, if you've ever played a Otome game or a visual novel, it's almost like you could wing it. I think you're insane if you do, personally. Unless you really want to play this game multiple times. The thing is these types of games are like 50 to 100 hours a route often. The only visual novel that I fully have beaten, well, actually, I fully beaten Fate Stay Night, and I did one of the rewrite routes. I'm just not big into these types of stuff, but I like the stories enough in their anime counterparts to do it. Do you think I winged that shit? I had a goddamn walkthrough up of making sure key flags and how to do stuff, because if you do it, you're in the middle of nowhere. So the idea that this man is like, hey, there's a lot of goddamn faces. His little fan, all the names of the pretty boy, like that is brilliant. The man is just so good. It's just like, and the coolest thing, and this is one of the smallest details, that if they got rid of it, it wouldn't ruin the show, but the idea of the visual glow when approval happens. So when we play video games, there's always an indication that approval went up if the game in question has an approval system. Sometimes it's a little text saying, oh, insert character name approval or disapproval. But the idea that they glow, like it's like their whole body shimmers upwards. And apparently it's not limited to just our boy, because as we saw with Anna and, Mr. Tsundere, when she got approval, it also had the effect. So that's interesting. I thought it was going to be a limited thing just to our MC, but no, it seems that both Grace, Anna, anyone who gets approval, I guess can have the little glow filter, which is fantastic. It would be interesting. But as it stands, pretty much everyone's already like falling in love with Grace because of, the dad's amazing navigation skills. But at the same time, they did have in this episode that Tsundere more or less connected with Anna rather than Grace, so I'm interested if we could get into more muddied waters as the show goes on. Potentially. Not guaranteed, but, as it stands, like, her stocks are quite literally through the roof. Like, she is navigating shit without much struggle. And it's so fun watching someone with such modern ideas, because these Villainess shows, the biggest trope and trend I've noticed after watching them for a couple of years now, is that the character in question is like, I desperately need to avoid getting exiled or killed because I'm the Villainess. And typically it's like, that ain't gonna happen. Like, a blind man can see you got approval. Or they're trying desperately to be the Villainess, and they're doing everything other than being a Villainess. This man is like, hey, I understand the role. I gotta be the Villainess. So I'm gonna make sure that the MC is going to get with the boys. And he'll unironically ask things, and the way they handle the misunderstandings is so much better than what you're used to, because at the start of the episode, he asks Anna, like, hey, what do you think of people with this type of hair? And the way he phrased it, as she has twisty, turny locks for days, I think her hair looks ridiculous from the backside. I don't get it, but hey, he asks, and it seems like she's asking about herself, and she has no idea. And she's like, oh yeah, I love that shit, bro. Do you wanna come back to my room? And he has no idea, because the way they write the misunderstanding is not because the character in question is stupid. He just is ignorant because he doesn't have that bird's eye view like we do. Like, this is such a well-written character, both as a person you want to support and root for, and hopefully can go back home. Maybe he's just in a coma, like, give us some hope. This family life was too pure, damn it. But at the same time, you understand why he missed the obvious, oh, that's not how they interpreted it. But at the same time, you understand why they interpreted it a certain way. It's just, the show is freaking fantastic. Episode 1 impressed, episode 2 cemented it, and I think 3 just confirms that, yeah, this is a banger of a show. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Bryant, Sleepfish, Wayne Delquist, and we also have Juicium, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, y'all have a good one.